Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where I have spent quite a bit of time now just sort of flipping through all of the players and examining our various options for acquiring small amounts of resources that we need to build buildings. And I think I've come to the conclusion that this is the best deal we have available for getting the titanium. And I know that sounds wild because this deal is awful, but I'm not really afraid to give the Mycera a technology. I don't think it's going to affect things for us very much. They are not really in like a victory threat position. They're pretty far behind on science relative to everybody else. Well, everybody except us, of course. So I think this is pretty safe. It does cost more influence than I would like, but it gets us the titanium that we need for our science buildings so that we can try to stop being so far behind. So I think I am just going to go ahead and commit this. Before I do that, I do want to show you, though. The save and reload had a really, a really deleterious effect on the state of our negotiations with the vaulters. Look at this. For those little bits of resources, they would not... Putting every tech of ours that they want on the table doesn't even get the bar visible. It's just... What a nightmare. We are in dire shape here. But 10 titanium is going to help quite a lot. You're only at war with the necrophages, which is very whatever. The necrophages must be on their way out, right? Yeah, their military strength is almost as low as mine. Interesting to note that blues has dipped really, really hard as well. Well, okay. Don't really know what to make of it. Anyway, this is important. This is probably... Do I want to slow down the acquisition of Rare Metal Foundry to push that? Boy, we can't push it very hard, can we? Let's try to move over as many people as we can while keeping it on 3 turns. Because we do need it. Okay, that's not so bad. Also, when we loaded in, Blue offered me this, which is like, they don't even really want me to go to war. Like, no thank you. No thank you on that one. So we still have the ability to build up a little bit of money here and then throw off market control from red and buy ourselves into the adamantine and palladium necessary for the National Museum, which of course we do want to do fairly badly. But for right now, I think we're just continuing to push hard on the faction quest, right? Get our metal foundry up and then go back and research a couple more Era 3 techs. Be the first empire to... Okay, that's definitely not happening for us. I do wish that I had picked up pillage earlier, because I would just pillage the stuff on the edge of Red's territory, like, nonstop. You will open your borders to me for statistical methods. Why would I do that? Why do I care if your borders are open? I'm wondering about bumping one unit from this army into that army, because leveling up that... Yeah, let's go back and drop somebody off. Leveling up the city hero is definitely like super high value. Leveling up Ipsawacha is in theory high value, but I honestly don't know that we're going to be able to productively prosecute a war maybe ever again. We probably need to, right? Especially now that we have all the stockpile techs. Like, we probably need to wait for an opening and then ambush red. But even so, I think it's better for us in the long term for the city hero to be leveled up. So I think I'm just gonna come over here and wait for the eclipse. We could come down to Dean and like, well, I have peace with Pink now. I mean, I'm assuming that's not going to let me convert villages that are grown over. I guess we can go look. All right, this is going to help a ton. This is +3 science for every district, +3 science for every person who's working science, right? That's a big deal. Oh, and it is, in fact, just about eclipse time. Okay, well, Rare Metal Foundry doesn't get done any faster this way, but we probably need to roll over as much science as we can. Never mind. Just hang out right here. Turns out you are where you need to be. Yeah, that's so weird. They will not, under any circumstances, move from this tile to that tile. What is the cost of throwing off? So removal's not that hard to trade for. Nullification obviously is gonna take some time to come down, and by the time we get up to 500, yeah, that's starting to look pretty unreasonable. At this point, if we trade you something, where's your research levels at? I'm just thinking with 600 dust, we can probably buy the Palladian and Adamantium that we need, and also some other stuff. I know we're going to want more titanium buildings in the near future. Okay, I mean, they're not like at the top. It probably doesn't hurt us too much to give them a tech, although, of course, I am leery about the techs that they actually want. What else is close? Yeah, they don't care about this stuff. Statistical methods is pretty high value. Plow factory is pretty high value. Well, let's not give them a technology that might cause them to buy titanium from the market or cause them to value their own titanium at all. Really, you won't give me 5... Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Give me... give me 50 dust. 60 dust. There we go. We'll get something out of it. And if this lets us put together our museum, then it'll pay off the influence cost relatively quickly. Okay, so I need 5 of you and 5 of you. Not cheap, but absolutely doable. Again, I think we probably need to stick to science here, so we won't get the influence boost until turn 95. But once the museum's activated, then it's a lot easier for us to shift the population into hardcore influence mode. So it's probably fine. And then the next thing we would think about is not cryometric monitors, but rather this, right? We're going to come back and get fluid biomechanics. And definitely want to build... Yeah, the hydromatic first, but both of them eventually. So... there's got to be something I can sell. I mean, we're not using the glass steel all that quickly. All right, that gets me both of those buildings. Is that right? Yeah. Does not get me cryometric monitors, but honestly, cryometric monitors aren't that amazing in this particular situation. Plus 15 science per anomaly. I think we're only on 1 anomaly, right? I guess this probably counts now, and we can build out to the others, but we're not that far from the wizard stones either. And I guess we're pretty incentivized to build toward the wizard stones, because then we could pick up a strategic intensifier Pearl District and lay it over there. So it would be nice to have. We can't really afford to buy it right now either way. So, all right. I hope that was worthwhile. And, you know, maybe we'll find some titanium in the ruins here or something. Help us push along. And probably what we're doing with our dust at this point is just buying buildings. And we'll just rush through things as best we can. Okay, so there are no temple ruins down here, and in fact, Dean is no longer accessible to us anyway. Yep, that's all the value we're getting out of that eclipse. What did we pull? We pulled 10 adamantium and 10. Okay. Turns out we didn't need to help with the museum after all, but that's fine. Won't hurt us to have a little bit extra. So where are we at on buying this out? 732. All right. So we're probably gonna end up not even being able to buy a single turn off of that, right? And then, if I remember correctly, the Hyperium extractors are going to be made of glass steel, 10 each, right? So we have enough for that. We just have a little bit of extra stuff sitting around for things unforeseen. You know, we do probably want to get unexpected allies. Because we need 2 Era 3 technologies, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, do I really only have 7 right now? How did I even... Okay. So we're going to need 1 more even beyond these 2. Which I guess is going to be this. There is 1 blood crystal extractor. Yeah, sure. Oh no, those are made of titanium. That's much worse. Why did I think it was glass steel? Because these are glass steel. Okay. Well, that means that I need to buy some stuff. I suppose we could sell more glass steel, although demand is already rock bottom. We could sell the extra adamantium and palladium, which is like a little silly given that we just bought some, but we're going to get banned from the market soon, right? Any minute now, really. Could I make it to 431? I'm a little leery of moving the mithrite, as you can probably tell. I mean, it'll cover us for sure. It needs a 431. I do not love it. I do not love it. All right, what if we just go ahead and buy this? Now I have enough for the 2 buildings from the tech plus the 2 extractors. Yeesh. What I have to say about that is yeesh. All right, what do these cost to buy out? Those are 1,000. Gosh, I need more everything, like a lot more everything. Do we want to jump these red units that have dared to enter our land, or would we perhaps be best off not antagonizing red for the first time ever, so as not to, you know, maybe red's not planning to ban us from the market right now. Maybe we could just like chill. Maybe we're all friends here. Obviously, like, the value of fighting red here is mostly XP. And weakening them for later, I suppose. I do really want to get the museum done first. Yeah, the city's just it's not big enough and powerful enough without strategic income. Or without, not strategic, but, words. Stockpile. Without stockpile income. There are industry stockpiles up, and they sure would be good for us. But there is no universe where we can afford that. Are they just running around in my territory, like, stealing confluxes? Or what are they doing? Yeah, I'm feeling very underpowered. Maybe all they're doing is just show of force stuff. Just making sure that we know. That used to be blue territory, didn't it? Well, that's interesting. I don't know anything about brown. Maybe we could borrow Blue's eyes for a minute. That'd probably give us a ton of information, actually, if we could get a vision share off of them. That is likely worth pursuing. Okay, common friends. I love common friends. That's a little bit more compelling now. Ah, Brown is an ardent mage. Interesting. Is Blue willing to consider a vision share? Not wholly out of line, they say. Obviously, I'm very reluctant to give you technology, but I suppose if I can give you something that I don't think will help you very much, like 81, yeah, I just need more information. We need to learn some things. Okay. Things have been learned. So it's basically just one big landmass, this map. That's interesting. There's a tiny island nation over here, which is the entire remnants of the necrophage, it looks like. Yep, so out of the game, but able to defend the shore of their only remaining territory. Unfortunately, this does not automatically introduce us to the rest of the players, but it does at least let us see what they're about. So this is a Broken Lord player. That's spooky gothic castle architecture, who seems to be doing a pretty good job putting pressure on red. I'm assuming more of this used to be red. You don't see this kind of thing all that often, where it's like a bunch of little dots of people's territory like interleaved with each other. There's been a lot going on. So red's not really that powerful at this moment. It doesn't look like, anyway. I'm starting to wonder if maybe we could in fact take advantage. Let's look at really quickly the military chart. Wow, look at this score takeoff. So Red's military is still rating very, very highly relative to basically everyone, just not to the leader. We might... What do you think about the idea of, okay, you don't care at all whether I declare war on Red. This is the kind of thing that we need to make happen, right? Although I worry that feeding Red to the Wild Walkers probably just makes them win. Honestly, they're probably just going to win anyway. This is looking bad. Who knows? Maybe the Dust Robots are going to just win a dust victory. We don't have Shipyard, right? No, I never got Shipyard. I'm kind of thinking about spawning a boat and sailing over. Because, like, I could go, without even needing Red to open their borders, we could sail along here and enter Brown's territory and get close enough for them to see us and force an actual meeting. It would be somewhat more difficult to get proper intro to Green, but I sure would love to get them on our diplomatic table. All right, we've got our new influence production facilities. We got 5 turns until the Empire plan. Let's take a quick look at what we are trying to accomplish. Confusion in the air. Lovely. It does kind of seem like everything that can randomly go wrong and harm us is doing that, right? And quite aggressively. Just like everything's really badly timed, and it's fair for us both, they say. All right. I mean, we definitely benefit hugely from the hydromatic laboratory. So right now we're exploiting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 river tiles. And only 2 sea tiles, although that rises to 5 after we finish this burrow. So that plus the combination of the extra approval from, or the extra science from citizens probably makes this the better move. The better right now move. But also we do desperately need to get the Hyperium up. Partially because we might want to make weapons out of it, and partially because it's the only way we're going to ever have anything that anybody wants to trade us for. Oh, right. Our converted village in the region, now that we have the tech, is just going to pull Hyperium out of the ground for us anyway. So maybe we don't need to be quite as aggressive. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, let's think about where we want to be here. I mean, I would love to do this. Probably keep this up. Probably keep that up. And this is probably honestly good enough. Can I get to 624? I have 5 turns, and I would need to be making like 80 per turn. That might actually be feasible. And no, sorry. That's extremely feasible. That's not a problem at all, in fact. Yeah, right. 86 5 times is going to be well north of what we need. It keeps us with a little bit to work with. And I really don't think it's a good idea to pull people off of science here. Gosh, we're just under outputting in pretty much every way. Right, I forgot. It's actually very difficult to get to see the what do you call it? The city flag for this city. Because that's kind of what we need. I need to have a sense of how well defended the city is, and maybe the ability to drop a spy into it. We still haven't been banned from the market again yet, so that feels like a thing that could actually happen. Although I'm sure at this point, heroes are in the neighborhood of like 1,000 dust. We could get there. It's about to be winter, but also our city has winter immunity. We could get there. We could potentially get there. Come on, update my vision. Actually, that might. Is this tile is a higher elevation than that tile, and yeah. Actually, this is just all I can see. Because this area is a nightmare. Vision-wise, you know. And again, I'd like to point out how they... Nope, don't do that. That twitchy hand again. It is bad to accidentally right-click on things when you don't mean to. We've seen that a number of times already. But yeah, so we have a hard time getting... vision over here. Do I have access to... We've never found the ghost ring, did we? No, probably partially because we've had way fewer ruin searches this game than usual. I just need somebody to like be able to poke their head across. Oh, what I was saying is, notice they got this incredible watchtower position like pressed right into a little concave in the enemy line, while we got this watchtower position right at the point where the enemy line is most convex. It's very frustrating. This one's not terrible. The enemies didn't build their cities close enough to it to matter, but it's like a better overall. All right, we can fill up our armies here. This guy's probably got okay stats, right? Yeah, 97, 81 with 300 health. That's before before he gets any army buffs. Somebody built the Throne of Emperors. Out of curiosity, it was red. Okay. I don't know that I think that matters. That doesn't seem important to me. Yeah, I mean, we have an army that's capable of fighting, at least. We certainly wouldn't think about declaring war yet. Are we still truced with you? Yeah, for 2 more turns? Okay. Right, I would want to commit my empire plan before burning all that influence. But it may be the case that taking a city off of red for the stockpiles is the only way that we have to get back into the game a little bit. I mean, it was the case before, right? And maybe it will give us, with the incredible power of those stockpiles, and quite a number of them as well, it may be the case that the incredible power of those stockpiles is sufficient to make the otherwise unsurvivable war totally survivable. Could be. Who? Okay. They stopped being able to defend their shores. Sure, that makes sense. That's tough. You live by the mandible, you die by the mandible. Do I, with one of these finished, do I want to pull off and do a science building? Now let's get maximum Hyperium income, because again, I reckon it's going to be our only bargaining chip with the other players, really. Yeah, and a good industry stockpile at this point would it would allow us to complete a lot of building really, really quickly. All right, we are well on our way here. Let's lock in the Empire plan. The extra industry will certainly help. And then I guess we'll go have a talk with Red. We do have to get a little bit lucky here. If we don't catch them basically like with their pants down, it's hard to imagine getting a victory if they have like actual armies in position. And we do not have the ability to scout ahead. And they're definitely making a point of showing me how many military units they have. They're going to war with somebody. I don't suppose. Nope. You also got yourself market banned? You know, maybe there's some hostility brewing. Maybe there will be a war. If there is, we probably have to help Red, right? Because otherwise, the Wild Walkers, as much enmity as I still have in my heart for Red, if the Wild Walkers win that war, they win the game too. So at this point, what would it cost me to declare war on one of them? Very cheap and very cheap. Okay, we can pull people off of influence production and get them back on science to try to move our faction quest forward here. And then I do think I'm gonna prioritize this over the burrow, and then once we have the large scale aquatic thing, then the burrow becomes higher value. I wonder if we could get other people to declare war. I guess green is the only player who it would really matter for, and unfortunately there's just no way that we're going to make diplomatic contact with them, right? Because this stuff's all blue, or this stuff's all Wild Walker. So I can't even sail down around this side of the continent. I mean, unless I want to give them a very powerful technology, obviously. Well, maybe the plan is still to step on red, and we use the power that we gain from stepping on red to oppose the Wild Walkers a bit. It's not totally unreasonable. In either case, it's gonna have to wait until our army's back in the front area. All right, let's get that done. Oh, you know, we should re-assimilate our Silix here. My Empire approval value is not 100%. What? How could this be? Oh, they bought that minus 50 approval power for their Urkin. So we were at 140 is what we've learned. Like I told you, permanently fervent. This does, however, mean that if we build that burrow, we are actually going to drop approval. Because this won't level up to 2 at the same time. So we may have to come up with a solution for that. What is this? That's a ban from the market. Well, that's, at this point, fine. Not much I could have done about it. God, even with all of the technology, all of the science buildings and stuff, our science output is still so soft. I kind of want to come down here and see if we can, in fact, convert this. Okay, well, the fungal bloom's being withered anyway. So we can get a convert here, and then this is a unit with significant vision. We can use the true sight to see over the border. This is my brilliant long-term scouting play. So we'll just wait for that city to finish burning. Yep, cannot fungal bloom. All right, it's fine. Yes, they're still working on it. Yeah, wow, they have a lot of stuff in this area. No, what are you doing? You monsters. I can't even move away. Well, they sure showed me. That was like probably the objectively right move, but it's very frustrating that they saw it. It's fine, we'll just burn down this one instead. And I can't clear the fungal bloom, it looks like. That's interesting, because you can pillage stuff across a border. Okay. That has come to an end, which is super helpful. This, I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I am not allowed to burn the fungal bloom. That's a real shame. Is there any chance you could just like get back to this? Stop moving around in my territory. Giving this actual thought. Because I would love to have our relationship sort of ease up a little bit. Where's your, Okay, they're in the final era. They're working on a victory tech. So at this point, trading tech with them is not so bad anymore. This is going to, in the long run, dramatically increase their science output. I don't think I can, even though it would, right now, increase the cost of that tech and as such be kind of annoying to them. Well, at the very least, even if I put us in a position where it's very difficult for us to have much of a future, we can push through this part of the faction quest and see what's up next, so we have that information for the next try. We know what kinds of things to plan for. Alright, we did it, and we have acquired the Wordless Will. Alright, another very good trinket. Some of them are more than converts. These may be leaders. They started with nothing but their will and purpose. Now they have an empire. The glory of it all begins to affect me. I have seen the armies lined up in ranks, straight and tall and full of excitement. They are fanatic soldiers, and their holy war to spread across Auriga is near. There will be more faithful, more converts, more angry tribal chiefs with broken legs lying in pits. But when I see the results, and how far and how fast they grow, I also feel that strange thrill of power and conquest and purpose. I am becoming the thing that I hate, or that I hated. But the drums and trumpets sound, and the sound of thousands of feet marching echoes in the city. It is impossible to be indifferent and detached. All Auriga will share the purpose. Our purpose. The drums of battle beat at the rhythm of my heart. So we're in step 6 of the phase 6, I suppose, of the faction quest. We're really not that far from having access to victory maneuvers. But this step obviously is impossible. So we would have to, in order to do that, we're going to have to either make peace with both Red and Lilac and then have them let us into their territory to convert their villages. Or we're going to have to make peace with one of them and war with the other one and just make them unable to stop us from converting. And if we're going to do the latter, I would say that it's obvious to me which one is more likely to work. But honestly, I don't think either of them is likely to work. Oh, and Red's military strength is now right up there with... Jeez. Well... Would you join me in a war on Red for 17 Hyperium? The answer is yes. The answer is we can get there. And of course, like I'm saying, in terms of long-term win the game, it's probably better for us if Red wins that war. But we are in a much better position to affect Red. And also, we can't... I can't make this kind of deal in the other direction because Red cannot declare war on the Wild Walkers. So maybe what we do here is we try this. And then we... Now, let me get rare alloys. So we spend 3 turns building up new weapons tech. We swapped the new weapons, except there's no money to do so. But we can bump people over to money. And then we just press Howard immediately. If we manage to take down Howard, then that gives us the industry necessary to resolve pretty much any other problem that we have in the short term. And if we take Howard and Marrow on, then the pressure's off of me almost entirely. I think that's it. I think that's literally the only play. I think it is a pretty bad line, and I also think it is the only line available to us that has even the slightest possibility of resulting in victory. So, you know. Why is my security so low? Wait a minute. Oh, there was a winter effect. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say this should be at 40, right? So we attack Howard across the top line so as not to engage Fakir at the same time. Yep. All right. It's the only move. Oh, blood brothers now, are we? For a certain definition of brother. And you're allied with both the Wild Walkers and the... What a weird situation. I mean, I sort of want to take it. Yeah, I sort of want to take it. But, so what's going to happen? They're going to get cross when we go to war with Red. They're not actually in a position to do anything about that to us immediately. Then they're going to get cross with the Wild Walkers as well, who we are going to manipulate our way into a friendship with. I think I'm going to refuse. Also, big moves from Green here. Stalwarts and dust bishops and demons and vine snakes. Okay, yeah, wow. Somebody's working on their faction quest too. We can see the dust lights, the victory quest. I think I don't take it because I think I need the Hyperium too much. But it's an interesting offer. Are they trying to win an influence victory or something? They're 32% of the way on the diplomacy points already. I wonder. Very interesting. So I think we're going to go challenge this army next turn. It's pretty obvious we can get them without them having any backup, and then we just have like a huge numeric advantage, and burning down a handful of their units in controlled conditions obviously will help lower their immediate area power, their local total military strength. If I do this and we lose, or we like lose too many units in the attempt, obviously that would be very bad. My hope is that they will just retreat because we have so overwhelming numbers. Ooh, probably not looking at those values. I bet they fight us. Okay, no, they thought it was a bad idea to go for it, and I agree with them. I do think, for the record, that we would have beaten them. Okay, then they jump in the water. Seems like a reasonable plan to me. So next turn, we're still not going to have the money necessary to... How many people can I drag off of this without adding time to rare alloys? Because we do need to get rare alloys done. I need to be able to look at what the costs are going to be. Okay, well, it's not much of a difference, but we'll see. So this is, of course, a no. Well, if I'm just planning to break them anyway, I don't actually care if they have unexpected allies. Yeah, and they're going to give me the ability to sell glass steel and stuff on the market to try to make up the money for the retrofitting. That's probably fine, actually. This I'm still going to go no on. Look at all the science. So is green... I'm assuming green is out here fighting brown, right? And it's not just they thought this many troops were necessary to work on their victory quest. There's a guardian in Karamar. I mean, I'm going to have a hard time interacting with that quest. Now, we're out of movement on our army, so it probably actually we want to make the declaration next turn when we when we can actually move and do stuff. But what we can do right now, of course, is talk about better gear. So if we do this, and then there's always this thing, right? 36 industry, yeah, like this is not even probably worth doing. 28 health. I think I like the iron helmet better actually. And then this is an upgrade, but it's a cost increase as well that I don't really want to have to deal with. And then like, what does the retrofit cost on that look like? If we want to retrofit just the units that we have in the army right now, it's 255 plus. Okay, so it's about 300 total dust. That's not so bad. Now, obviously, we could equip some of those cultist unit only things and put ourselves in an even better position, but that's going to cost us even more money. So I think what I'm going to do here is move everybody to dust for a turn. Let's just generate some cash here. Jeez. Also, all the way down to 80%. What? Is there a luxury I can buy to... Yeah, okay. Here's how we fix this, which is buy a thing that gives us lots of extra resources. I believe I am at a point where it takes 11 of a thing for me to fire a booster. There we go. That gets us back to fervent plus extra income. I do think we have to do this though. Stupid minus 50 approval, Erkin. That's right, because I did finish the thing here. Well, good news is we can just build one more and it'll solve that problem. And in fact, building this one, this comes out at level 2 and it levels up this, so we'll gain quite a bit of approval from that, in addition to the resources and everything. So next turn, yeah. Next turn we try to negotiate the deal and declare and everything and see if we have any hope left at all. One win, one single city claimed, gives us a tremendous amount of extra room to work with. Unfortunately, we can't necessarily rely on, even if we do get the war declaration, good time for another unit to show up, by the way. Even if we do get the war declaration, we can't necessarily trust that their troops will show up and do anything, but the pressure will at least help Red think they're in a worse position and maybe agree to a deal more, truce more easily. Ah, you've come around on this idea a little bit, I see. Let's talk about what you actually want from me. So I could just give you tax. Wait, a negative tech gun in there somehow. Things rearrange on that screen a little bit arbitrarily. Okay, so we don't have to give them fluid biomechanics, which is actually... Well, actually, Alchemy Lab's probably better, right? They certainly think so. All right, well, we don't have to give them both, at least. Who dares? Oh, some neutrals, huh? Some really neutral people with just neutral aims. I wonder if the strength of Red's privateer armies is reflected in their scoreboard military strength or not. We should definitely also go Army health boost. Personal improved life. Okay, maybe not. Army health boost, though. It's not nothing. And what kind of armor are the Harmonites using right now? I think I'm cool to sit on the tier 3 iron. Next turn, we can maybe do some more retrofitting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and attack. I mean, that's a district right there, and there's no cliff or anything. So this is off the table, obviously. All right. I am convinced that we cannot win the game without doing this. We are too far behind. We need the huge boost. And if I attack from right here, yeah, we will in fact have the range for backup. All right, friend. Let's do an inadvisable thing together. All right, come on. Oh, the hitching. Oh, the hitching as it makes all of the decisions. I need my units to move forward, please. Oh, cool. They've got a full-sized army right there that we can't do anything about. What am I looking at? So the stats on these are like competitive with my units. A little bit better than my units. If I attack like this, we get everything, they get everything. I'm wondering if I can... This is a district, right? Yeah. We could attack from here next turn. That's going to just bring in the Urkin, though. Oh, he's got some pretty impressive stats as well. Yeah, I can get to here and make this attack, but that's not any better. Well, we don't have to attack this turn. We can siege this turn and attack next turn. Our siege damage value is terrible. They have gotten themselves positioned pretty well. Yeah, there's no angle that we can launch this attack from that's not going to include one of the two reinforcement armies. So the question is just, would I rather fight Fakir or the other thing? And I think Fakir's... You know, honestly, I think this is the answer. The lice go down really, really easily. They don't... Fakir himself does not have free counter, so he's gonna body someone every round, but only one someone. Yeah, I think that's the move. I think it's at the beginning of the next turn we run around to here and attack like this. And it's not showing me that attack, but I think it's probably just because I don't have vision of the tile. Yep, okay. I do believe that's the move, friends. Let us execute and see what comes of it. Please tell me there's not another red army like down here. We are in some serious trouble. Come on. Let me update my vision. Okay. Well, we're locked in. Yep, I am at war with your ally, but it's not our favorite ally. Like, we get it. Oh. We are in range of... Well, that makes this not better, actually. That's actually very bad. Yeah, bring in the 1 level 4 Harmonite. Well, we don't actually have a choice here. Let's fight it. So we get a couple of Yermacs up first. They don't really get to start with very good stuff on the table here, at least. Yeah, rather than morale balling, I'm going to stretch out and make it hard for them to run around. How much movement do you have? 3? Actually, probably we can just lay this one over here, right? Maybe something more like that. Be up here. Okay. All right. Okay. Remember, if we do manage to take down the Urkin, we can steal it. We'd have to run it away first for a while, but you know, there's not 0 value in that. So the Urkin moves. It's gonna want to melee. We can start working on the Urkin right away. Is that a better move? No, you know what? Start working on the lice. The lice are gonna run up close, and they're easy enough to hit. All right, and everybody else just do what you can. Oof, 0, huh? Yeesh, 271. Yep. Alright, well, there's the fortification. Sadly, Laos survives. Wow, great stun. Really good stun. Hate the moving to open. Like, it's like, what's the worst move I could possibly make? Yeah. That has really done some damage to us, actually. My unit's like going out of their way to be easy to let the archers get attacked here. It's gonna cost us some things. Yep. Okay. That was a good sweep strike back. This is kind of what I figured, though. Like when I saw that we were getting the extra troops, yeah, we're doomed. That said, not doing it, I think, was like not an option. We did, I believe, have to go for this. It's just that we were out of the game. That's fine. We can start a new one on the next episode, and I think we've learned a lot of things. I have to be more aggressive in the early game because we have to get more stockpiles in the early game. So I definitely misplayed here in a bunch of ways, but I do also think we got like very unlucky a bunch. So I don't necessarily feel like super terrible about this. If you get to pick a target, it still would be best for the ranged units to focus on... Oh, those wargs are coming in now. Those are, I think, even higher priority. Unfortunately, they get 12-ish units before my first unit, so we probably are not getting to pick any targets here. Yeah, that's a pretty harsh move. The Yermacs having sweep on attack is very powerful stuff. Yermac's a good unit. I know we didn't make use of it at all, but it is a good unit. We're getting some reasonable play out of our Hyperion, not Hyperion, what do they call it? The crystal guys. Harmonites. The Harmonites. I am a little curious how long it was going to take somebody to win. because it seemed like the AI were really on their game there. Both Green and Lilac were really pushing. So obviously we're just going to go ahead and tap out here. Oh, even if they didn't have another 8-unit army at our city gates, I would say it is time to tap out. This game is for sure lost. Just way too behind economically. If we had managed to take Howard, if we could have caught them with their pants down, if they didn't have a 6-unit army in that particular place at that particular moment, would the stockpiles have been enough for us to push through? I honestly don't know. I think maybe. I think it's a possibility at least. But we didn't do it. So when you come back next time tomorrow, what we're going to be doing is starting a new game as the Cultists. And I feel like I learned a lot here. I think we're going to have a much better shot at this. That said, you know, prepare yourself. It might take a couple for me to find the right gas to air mixture on this one. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.